We did it! We did it! We've won a game of football away from home. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. How is everybody doing out there? I'm buzzing, as you can probably tell. I'm sure we're all buzzing out there, unless you're a Luton fan coming to have a bit of therapy. And this is the wrong place for you. You need to go to a Luton fan channel because this one is going to be very, very upbeat for the first time this season, probably. We played really well. Let's get on to talking about other things before we get into the game because I'm buzzing, as you can clearly tell. This is the first game we've won at the Kenny for what is it? I'm not even going to do the maths. Since 1994, we won 6-3. Crazy, I know. 1994, that's the last time we won at the Kenny. I've been the last couple of times, I think, and we just never, ever, ever seem to get anything at Luton. Clearly, from 1994 was the last time we beat them. Amazing, amazing. Before we get into it, I just want to say we're all going to be buzzing tonight. We are. We've just won a game 3-1 against away from home against a team banging form. Reece Norrington-Davies. Everybody's going to forget about Reece Norrington-Davies tonight. So I just want to get out there first and foremost and say, hope it's not as bad as what it is. He looked absolutely devastated. I don't want to bring anything down, but if by some crazy thing Reece Norrington-Davies is watching right now, we all wish you the best, Reece. Devastating to see it happen again. Not even a challenge. It's literally just you going off the pitch and something tweaking. And you could see how devastated he was. He was in tears, and nobody wants to see that. We think you've got a big, big future. So hopefully it's not as bad as what it seemed. So yeah, like it's all going to be upbeat from here. But I just wanted to caveat this win with we are thinking about you, Reece. So hopefully, like I say, it's not as bad as what it seemed. But the Blades have won a game of football. We won 3-1. It was away from home, which that's not happened all season. I will say that I went to my in-laws, as in my sister-in-laws on my wife's side, and I don't think she knows a lot about football. Emily, her name is, to name check her, but she said, "Do you know what? I think you're going to win 3-1 today." And I'm like, bloody hell, you probably get about 10 grand for a score like that these days with us against Luton, especially with how badly we've been playing and how brilliantly Luton been playing recently. So yeah, that was unexpected, to say the least. I think we're all a little bit feeling a bit woozy after that because, yeah, 3 goals away from home and we won the game. Like, it's funny because us going 2-0 up and then them getting one back, I was thinking, oh, here we go. Another game where we've scored 2 goals and we're going to probably lose it here. But we didn't, and it was fantastic to see. I thought Luton were rubbish. Rubbish. My mate sent me a message. He'd not watched the game. He just sent the stats to me, which we will go through in a second. And he said, oh, looks like they battered us, but at least we've got the 3 points. They didn't batter us at all, in my opinion. They had a lot of the ball, but they did absolutely nothing with it. All they did was just cross the ball into the box, and we just headed it away. It was just a run-of-the-mill win today. We will get on to talking about the key points, but I just thought that we were better than them in the final third, and we defended fantastically. Anyway, let's just bring some comments up on the screen because I don't want to miss too many tonight. Hal is already in there. Unbelievable scenes, outrageous scenes. It's about time we won one from Dane. Derby's points record in the mud. You love to see it. We're not going to go down with the worst points ever. To be honest, as soon as we hit 9 points, I knew that wasn't going to happen because these things happen. You go and beat teams that are in form when you're not playing very well in the Premier League. You're going to pick a point up away from home like we did against Aston Villa out of the blue. Things are going to happen in this season. And I think when we were on kind of, I don't know, like 3 or 4 points or whatever, I was a little worried. But as soon as you get a couple of wins, you kind of know that you're gonna beat Derby's points record. I think it was 11, but I've tried not to think about those points. What a win! Can't believe we have won a match. Absolutely, Eamon. Great overall performance, defensively excellent, moments of quality. Keep this up, and surviving is still on. Archer showed why he needs to start. Vinny Souza, finally get the recognition he deserves. That smile on Archer on the thumbnail is so good to see. Haven't seen Cam score in ages. I know it is. It really, really is. Um, the defense showed up. Yes, they did, Terry, and Terry is a member of the Patreon. If you want to become a member of the Patreon and support the boys, that's all you need to do. You will be like Terry. You'll be a legend like Terry. Go to patreon.com/Sheff United Way. Thank you very much. And I will be putting on all the Patreon's comments before anyone else. The Blades are staying up, I think. Okay. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves just yet. We have won a game of football, but we are still miles and miles away. We've won a game, Tory Walsh. We have won a game. Bulgarian Blade, 3 points means the world to us. Up the Blades, absolutely. The biggest thing was the reaction in this game under Hecky. It wasn't the 8. Yeah, reaction. I didn't even think about that. Thank you very much, the 12-year-old Blade. The reaction was there. 5-0 battering by Aston Villa, where it could have been more. It could have been a lot more. And we've come back and absolutely done ourselves justice. We will come back to comments very, very soon, but I'm going to start talking about the game now. Thank you very much. We've got 200 in now. We'll obviously be getting more and more as people are, starting to think about watching things about Sheffield United. I'm so excited. I'm just a little bit all over the place, to be honest. So, so let's talk about this game. Sorry. Minute 1, we almost score. I say minute 1. It could have been minute 2, minute 3. It was very early in this game. James McAtee on the edge of the box. It looks like he is just going to bend this ball into the corner of the net. Great ball forward by Bogle. Lovely little knockback by Harmer. And James McAtee is in oceans of space on the edge of the box. And it looks like it's destined for that bottom corner. But it's not quite there. And that's not like James McAtee recently. He's been hitting the target a lot recently. And I think we started the game quite well, to be perfectly honest. We were getting the ball forward. We were much better on the ball, and then they couldn't really get it off us in the first 5 minutes, I think. After that, they came into it a little bit more. They had a lot more of the ball. And we were kind of playing off scraps, but they weren't really creating much. I think there was one shot from Adebayo, I think it was, who smashes the ball miles wide of the target. But it's one of those that's in the corridor of uncertainty, a little bit too much on it. But I don't think they really had any bodies in that kind of area to try and deflect it forward or deflect it into the goal. But 28th minute comes the biggest chance of the game, probably the second biggest chance of the game after the one a minute later, but we'll talk about both of them now. 28th minute, Cameron Archer, the ball lands perfectly for him. It's taken a while to come down because Vinny Souza gets up early, wins the ball. It drops perfectly for him. Like I say, it's coming down. And I think he's just in two minds whether to hit it with his right, his favoured right, or hit it with his left. And he drags it wide. And at this point, I'm thinking, this is going to be our best chance of the game. And we've just gone and thrown it away. And with Cameron Archer, yes, he's not on form right now, but he's the only one that you'd want in that position. Because right foot, left foot, Cameron Archer can shoot with both. So, he's one of them players that once he's in a game, he is playing out of his skin, but he needs to get into that game. And that goal, I think that chance came at a bad time where he wasn't really getting much of the ball. So he probably felt a little bit cold maybe because the chance came to him. And like I say, it's coming down. It's not coming down quick enough for him. He's got bodies coming around him trying to stop him. And he just puts it wide. It's a really, really poor shot, in all honesty. It's a big chance. But then, a minute later, the ball gets knocked forward. He tries to flick it past Osho. He doesn't get anywhere near round him. Osho, this is all Osho's fault, this. I think Cameron Archer is tenacious in getting round him. And he's obviously getting his leg across and getting his body across to try and kind of get round him. But Osho should be pushing him off easily here and playing it back to the keeper or playing it across the defence. But Cameron Archer gets his body across, and Osho, I think he's trying to turn towards our goal, as in like trying to bring it round this way. And Archer, he just gets himself in a bit of a mess. And Archer managed to nick the ball off him. He's going forward. He's got oceans of space. I think somebody's running down the right hand side, maybe as a decoy for him to kind of lay it across the box. I think it's probably McAtee. But there's no way a striker of Cameron Archer's ability and confidence when he's on form is going to be squaring this ball. He looks like he's going to bend it in that corner. There's an ocean of space at the front post where the goalkeeper's not manning, and he just rolls it into that front post. It's so easy. It's probably one of the easiest finishes from a one-on-one I've ever seen. And I'm not doing this down for Cameron Archer because he creates that, because he's looking like he's putting it in that post, and the goalkeeper's completely believing him, and he just rolls it into the corner so easy. Such a great finish. And that is what you love to see from Mr. Cameron Archer. And what I loved about it, I'm not sure whether this is absolutely the meaning behind the celebration, but he runs off to the Luton fans and he's doing this. That is exactly what Doughty did to our fans at Bramall Lane. Yes, I know that one fan said something to Doughty, and then he's going, but it was a little bit embarrassing. Like, yeah, you give and you take, but he's a professional footballer at the end of the day. I remember Jack Robinson in this game going up to kind of like take a throw in, and their fans are saying stuff to him. Jack Robinson's not running over to him after we've scored doing this, is he? So I liked Cameron Archer doing that. I think that was the meaning behind it. You just love to see a bit of banter, don't you? And Luton fans are going to come on this and they're going to say, "Oh well, that's embarrassing. If Doughty's done that, then Archer doing that is also embarrassing." He's just doing it back to him. Anyway, we go 1-0 up in the 29th minute. I'm absolutely buzzing about this, but we've been here many times before. Aston Villa twice recently as well. So I'm not getting too excited at this point. Really, really not. And then literally 5 minutes later, Souza, the ball's played into the box. I think it's a corner. Souza gets up higher than anybody else. He heads it towards goal. It looks like it's destined for the corner, or at least towards the corner. And it ends up in the keeper's hands, just easy like this. And I'm thinking, that's took a deflection. That's really unlucky. It's come off someone's head and it's landed in the goalkeeper's hands. One of those things. And then literally about 2 or 3 minutes later, everything stops. And I'm like, what's going on here? And you can see clear as day their player's arm is right up here. He heads it. It's looking like it's going towards goal. It hits the hand of the defender. It's a clear penalty. It's quite in close proximity, but the fact that his hand's right up here, it's got to be a penalty. Got to be. And McAtee steps up. I think Ben Osborne wanted it. And to be fair, Ben Osborne, every time he's taken a penalty in a penalty shootout in cup competitions and stuff, he stuck it away with a plumb. Fantastic penalties. So when it looked like Osborne might have been taking the ball off Souza, I'm thinking, do you know what? Yes, I want to see Osborne take this because he normally sticks them away really comprehensively. And then McAtee takes it off him, and it's just, do you know, when like I've got so much confidence in McAtee on the pitch. It's just when you see a penalty, and we've seen a lot of Blades miss penalties in the past. When he steps up for this penalty, I'm worried. I'm really worried. I've never seen McAtee take a penalty. He's still a young lad. It's in the Premier League. This is to make us go 2-0 up. It's a worrying time. He looked a little bit nervous, but he calmly strokes it into the bottom corner, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. The goalkeeper had one one-on-one and one penalty, and he's calmly been sent the wrong way both times. We go into half time, 2-0 up, and we're all buzzing. It's party time, but we are still thinking this could go a different way. I tweeted a bit tongue-in-cheek saying, we're staying up, aren't we? And I wanted just to see who came back at me and was just having a go at me for saying that. Obviously, I was joking, but the amount of people that bit on that and thought that was being serious. We've just won the game, and I'm still thinking we've got no chance of staying up. It's just nice to see us win a game. But tweeting that was definitely trying to poke a little bit of fun at where we are right now, because I still wasn't sure we were going to win this game at 2-0. And then 51st minute in the second half, Vinny Souza gives away a penalty. Right, I'm going to be honest with you. This was never a penalty for me in a million years. Now, I think the only reason why the referee's given this penalty is because he gave one not very similar, even similar to this one that he gave earlier on for us. And believe it or not, it's the same player. It's weird how things work. And obviously the player that finished the game off too. Crazy. But yeah, Vinny Souza, he jumps up, but his hands are like here. They're not extended. They're not extended at all. His hands are here. He's not even facing the ball, and it flicks off his knuckles. That is not a penalty for me. Not a penalty in the slightest. It's an absolute joke if that is going down as a penalty these days. 5, 10 years ago, that would have been laughed at if anyone would have said that's a penalty. Even the one that we got probably wouldn't have been a penalty 5 or 10 years ago. But the first one, 100% penalty. Might be me being biased. It could easily be. So hands up if it is. Let us know in the comments what you think. But I think the first one's definitely a penalty. The second one, no chance. He's got his hands up. But if you're jumping up for anything, your hands are going to come up. It's just that's what happens. It's natural for you to jump up and your hands be up in the air, but they're here. Maybe they're a tiny bit higher. Maybe they're like here. I don't know. I've only seen it back once, but it flicks off his knuckles. I don't even think it's changing direction, the ball, when it flicks his hand. Not a penalty for me. And I've seen Carlton Morris score penalties this season. I've not seen where they've gone or anything, but on the TV it showed you where he'd scored his penalties. 2 to that side, 2 to that side. They weren't particularly right in the corner, but he'd scored all of them. And that made me think he's one of these merchants that runs up, waits for the keeper to dive and sends them the wrong way, which that shouldn't be allowed for me. And I know people are going to take the mick out of me for this, but I don't think this is a completely different thing. But I think that penalties should be one movement. Run up to the ball and kick it, because the goalkeepers for these silly penalties where they stop have got no chance. And the goalkeeper's got a hard enough job as it is, trying to save penalties from the penalty spot. When they're stopping and waiting for the keeper to move and putting it in the other side, it's just not on for me. And if McAtee would have done that today, I'd have said the exact same thing. It's not what I want to see. It feels like the attacker's getting even more support or even more chance of scoring a goal than from the penalty spot. So he puts the ball away. At this moment in time, I'm devastated because I'm thinking we're going to chuck it away. We are just going to chuck it away. However, I do have Carlton Morris in my fantasy football team. So the fact that we've now won 3-1, I'm happy that he scored this penalty. I'm very happy he scored this penalty. At the time, I was devastated that he scored this penalty because I'm thinking, Wes has got a pretty decent record when it comes to saving penalties. Not so much this season. I don't think he's saved one this season. But yeah, I was devastated when that was given, and when he put the ball in the back of the net. He probably didn't deserve anything. Like, at the end of the day, Carlton Morris has been fantastic for Luton this season. And today, he played more like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. He was awful. He got absolutely nowhere near the goal at any point, didn't get any chances, and he didn't bully any of our defenders at all. I felt like I said earlier in the video, the ball was constantly coming into the box and just being headed away with absolutely no big strikers challenging for the ball. It felt weird. Almost felt like Luton had turned up to this game and thought, we got this in the bag easily. We're brilliant. They're rubbish. We're going to stay up. And actually, if Luton go down, I would like to see Luton stay up if we're going down. If we're definitely going down, I'd like to see Luton stay up just because I've got a lot of respect for them. But obviously not at the expense of us. So today, obviously, I'm happy that we've won. If this stops Luton from staying up, sorry, Luton fans. I'm not that sorry because I'm just happy that we've won a game away from home. But yeah, it's a bit of a crazy one. But in the 72nd minute, we were thinking Here we go again. 2-1 down. Sorry, 2-1 up. They're going to come back and draw or win. And then Vinny Souza finishes this game off with emphatic style. And it felt a bit weird. Like if you told me before the game, the three players that were going to link up for this goal to win us the game were Ben Osborne, Tom Davis, and Vinny Souza, I'd have laughed my head off and said, "You are having a laugh, ladies and gents." But that's exactly what happened. Ben Osborne gets it on the right. I think they're kind of battling. I can't remember what happened beforehand, but they're kind of battling with the ball. And I think the Luton player gets it. Tom Davis with a lovely little sliding tackle just keeps the ball alive. Ben Osborne passes it across to Vinny Souza, and he fizzes this ball into the bottom corner. My dad said that he thought that the goalkeeper should have saved it. I'm not really looking at the goalkeeper. I'm not really looking at what the goalkeeper should be doing in this moment. I'm just jumping for joy and going crazy that we've won a game of football, because I'm thinking at the 72nd minute, we've got a very, very good chance of winning this game if we're 2 goals up. And the fact that Luton had done nothing all game, I was very, very happy with thinking that we're going to win this game. But it is Sheff United after all. They had 2 half-decent chances towards the end. One of them broke for, can't remember who it was on the Luton side. He turns on it, but Wes is out like a flash and gets a save on it, and it goes wide for another corner. And Chong on the edge of the box, I think he beats Tom Davis, or at least gets past Tom Davis so that he can get a shot in. Curls it ever so slightly wide, agonizingly wide for Luton fans. But yeah, that was all she wrote. Absolutely buzzing about this game, buzzing. And yeah, it just feels weird to have won a game of football. I have never in my life rushed so much to make a thumbnail and create this stream, because I was just so happy that we won a game of football. I've gone from, I think it was the Palace game, calling the video, "I'm so sick of losing," to us actually winning a game of football. And that's actually what you want to see. It really is. Oh, what did I think? I think I've completely missed the lineup and what I would have gone with. I'm not really bothered right now, to be fair. We've won the game of football. I'm not going to say to Chris Wilder, "Oh, you should have played this player." I would have gone with Asula, to be honest, up front. Shows how much I know. Cameron Archer obviously scoring the first goal and all over the thumbnail. So yeah, that's great. I was a bit gutted that Ben Brereton Diaz didn't start, or I don't even think he was on the bench. No, he wasn't. So hopefully that's not too bad. His injury is not too bad, or whatever it is. It might just be a bug. Who knows? But I was worried because I'm thinking Ben Brereton Diaz is how our outlet right now. He's very, very good at causing defenses problems. And I was thinking with him not playing, we're going to be struggling here. And we weren't at all. We did very, very well on the break. They looked really shaky at the back. You can see why they've conceded a lot of goals, but I couldn't see why they'd scored loads of goals today, because they were rubbish. Like I said, they were rubbish. Who was particularly good on our team? I think the man of the match has got to go to Vinny Souza, even if he didn't score that goal at the end. I thought he was brilliant all the way through. Really unlucky to give the penalty away. He was just dominant, dominating the ball in the air constantly, nicking the ball off them. I can't wait to go and have a look at his stats after this on FootMob. Yeah, what a player he was today. This is the player that I thought we had all along, and it's great to see him finally coming out. But it's just a bit of a shame that it's taken so long, and it's taken us to practically be down for him to. I'm not saying that he's been terrible all season. He's been average, but he was definitely above average today, and deserves all the plaudits that he gets from anyone and everyone. Like Andy says, great win. Souza, man of the match. He was immense. Gavin Ball, great work, Blades. Not as bad as Derby. That's what you want to see. It really is. I'll be watching Match of the Day for the second time this season. John, you are someone that I can relate to big time, because that is me all over. I can't watch Match of the Day if we've, do you know what? If we've lost 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that, might just be able to stomach it on Sunday morning. But yeah, saying that, I ain't watched Match of the Day on a Saturday night for years. Like it's always Sunday morning. But yeah, I'll certainly be watching it tonight. I'll be honest, I think they're going to give both teams a load of grief. I think they're going to say this was like a championship match, blah, 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 blah. So let's see what they say about the Blades tonight. Chink of light is that Everton and Forest are docked points. Well, they may be docked points. If double figures for both teams, the Blades could be third or fourth bottom. I want to see us not finish bottom, and we are still bottom. We're on the same points as Burnley, but I just want to see us not be bottom. To be perfectly honest, that's the first thing. Let's try and not finish bottom, and then after that, anything else is a bit of a plus. Geo Studios, thought we played class today. Onwards and upwards. If I miss any of your comments, I'm really, really sorry. I've got a lot of them to get through. Tom Scotland, welcome to the stream, mate. So happy for Cameron Archer. Felt like he really needed a goal to boost his game. His confidence seemed on the floor. Don't forget to like the video. It helps the algorithm. Well done, Hal. Fantastically terrible joke, but you're absolutely right. Please like the video, ladies and gents. I think Archer's very good. Has been trying recently. I don't think he has, you see. I gave him a lot of stick against Aston Villa because I thought he only tried because he was playing against the team that he's probably going to be going back to. Great win. Still think it's too late. Susan Osborne, two standouts. The amount of hamstring injuries we've got this season needs to be looked into, dropping like flies. I think that's been the last few seasons, hasn't it? Some brilliant performances, but Vinny Souza was colossal. Obviously, not seen Yanaga do this one-on-one goals. Yeah, fair. Yeah, Yanaga was so good at one-on-one finishes. He really was. Brewster is amazing. Brewster did okay when he came on and obviously celebrated with the fans when Vinny Souza scored. I think it was Vinny Souza. You do love to see it. You do love to see it. I've been critical of Vinny's passing all season, and he did give it away today, but his defense was, he was outstanding. He really, really was. James McAtee as well. James McAtee has been the best signing this year. Like, what a player. Obviously, we wish we had him full time, but it's just great to see him in a Blade shirt, playing really, really well. What a player. Osborne was fantastic. Still, people can't spell Osborne right. Take the E off. Good to go. It's a performance. It's a performance. That's poor against Luton, but the tactics worked. Any other club we get battered, possibly. Oh, there we go. There we go. Fair enough, Tom. Fair enough, mate. Amazing victory today gives us some more hope onwards and hopefully upwards. Yep, definitely. I think the first thing is obviously beating Derby's points tally. It should never have got to that point, but that's where we are. And it's a bit crazy that we lost a game against Luton at home and then we've beat them away. This is how crazy football is sometimes. It really is. Amazing victory today gives us some more hope, onwards and upwards. But it's the hope that kills us, isn't it, really? John White Smith, thank you very much for being a member. My friend, Sousa, definitely not a penalty. His hands were in a natural position. Crowd reaction won it. Terrible decision. We've got a member, Paul Young. Have I missed this? Where is it? Where is it? I want to give you a big shout out, Paul Young. Where is it? I can't. There we go. Paul Young, thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Very, very great to see. Very great. That's not English at all. Really happy to see you becoming a member, Paul. You are a member of the Blade, the Sheff United way. I can't talk. Suze was a standout. I actually thought Osborne, again, spell it wrong, was busy all game and forcing them to make mistakes. Too right, Portland, Oregon Blade. Another member there. Oh, we've got another member. Oh my God, what is going on tonight, guys? I can see everyone is really, really buzzing about tonight. Thank you very much, Volcanic Ash, for becoming a YouTube member. They're all flying in. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. We'll have to get you all into the Patreon group as well on Twitter, so we can have a lovely little talk about how good we've been today. I don't know where I am with the comments, but I'll quickly fly through some more. Got to build on this performance now, onwards and upwards. Souza, Robbo, Maka, Osborne did very well today too. Right. We've already been through that one. Lee Crooks, I agree. Maka went straight through with it. No jumping about. Better without Trusty. He's a fraud. Oh, I don't like using that word. I like Trusty. It will be good in the championship. I bet next season Trusty will be one of our best defenders. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I think you're allowed to stop on a penalty anymore. Might be wrong. Possibly. But I don't think that is true. I think because so many players do it, so many players stop and then put it in the other corner. I just don't like it. It needs to be. Do you know what? Let's just agree. They start on the 18-yard box. They run to the penalty spot with no sort of hesitation and kick it. That's how a penalty should be taken. That's how most were taken. You can Panenka it, you can smash it down the middle, you can side foot it, whatever you want to do, but you're not allowed to hesitate. It's got to be one movement. That's what I think. That's what I think. It's the hope that kills us. I still believe we can stay up. Rob, I love that from you. I really, really do. Please. I hope you're right. I think we need another win in a draw with no other teams around us picking up any points for me to actually think that we've got a chance. We're 7 points behind Luton now. Obviously, it was 10. It could have been 13 by today, at the end of today. So it's good to see. We are on the same points as Burnley with a much worse goal difference. We are 6 points behind Everton, 7 points behind Luton. It's hard. It's going to be hard. It's still doable, but not. I just don't think we've got the players to do what we're doing, and we'll probably end up picking up loads more injuries because that's what happens. But Mike Fisher's saying miracles do happen. You never know. You never know. Fantastic win, says Jay Bolton. Great to see you, Jay, again. Absolutely love that. Villa fan here, mate. I've not seen the goals, but what was Archer's goal like? You run up to the goal, set the keeper the wrong way on a one-on-one. That no, it wasn't. It wasn't as straightforward as that. He kind of bullied the defender a little bit, went through one-on-one and sent the keeper the wrong way brilliantly. Brilliantly. Tom Davies was very good when he came on. Hope he can stay fit. Will be an important player for us, George. You're absolutely right. I'm a big fan of Tom Davies. It's just a pity that we haven't seen too much of him this season. Yeah, Tom Davies, when he came on, I was happy that he came on because I know that he's got good feet and he's not going to give the ball away too easily. And that's what you need, really. A lot of people will probably think, oh, well, we need to defend. We need big lads on. But it's just as important to have somebody that doesn't just boot the ball away like some tend to do. Someone to get the ball, hold on to it. As my dad always used to say, stick the ball up your jumper sort of player. And that's what it is. You get the ball, you don't give it away easily. And Tom Davies is one of those players for me. Sheff Paul, rare victory, had planned on listening to it via Blades player, but yet again, the audio didn't feed. Oh, that's a shame. You'll have to watch Match of the Day. You'll absolutely love it. Osborne. Sorry about that. We're all having a great time, aren't we? Sorry, my last message mentioned Wednesday. Well, that's fine. Well, I didn't see it, so we're all good. Is he going to miss? He's still a miss. For me, he's always going to be a miss. And I think he will be at Bramall Lane next season playing central defence. Reece Davis looked distraught, thought he was going to scratch his hair off, could feel the sorrow, anger from him. Too right. All devastated for him today, Paul. We're not giving up without a fight. Too right, Kelly. Too right. Deep down, Nick, there's still that flicker of hope. You know it. There is. You're right. And I hate it. And I hate myself for it. Because in a few weeks' time, when we've maybe got another point, maybe got another win, and it might be a tiny bit closer, I'm going to start believing it, and we're going to go down, and I'm going to be devastated. I really am. Luton have a game. Luton have a game in hand. Didn't even look at the games played. That's even that. Jiggly. Come on. I'm excited for a minute then. Leeds United, best team in Yorkshire. Rotherham found out. Okay. Arthur's not getting himself put on the screen again. Vinny deserved that, quickly becoming a favourite for me. He's got the pictures. Yeah, Phyllis has got the picture. See, it's probably a good point. That's a very, very good point. One game at a time, Terry. One game at a time, mate. Too right. I think that's where we're going to leave it. 35 minutes I've spoken. I could speak for another hour and a half on this because I'm so buzzing. It's ridiculous, really, isn't it? It's so pathetic how happy we are about winning one game of football. The last win must have been 10 games ago. Not far off that. It's got to be not far. Do you know what? I'm going to count. How many games ago was our last win, other than obviously the Gillingham one. So 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 league games ago was our last win, and in that time we've drawn twice. It's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough to stay up, really. But winning breeds confidence. Who knows? Who have we got next, guys? Who have we got next? Let's have a little look. So we've got Brighton at home next. Well, they've just gone and absolutely hammered us with their second team in the FA Cup. Then we've got Wolves away, possibly winnable. Then we've got Arsenal at home, probably not winnable, but any home game I'll take over an away game. Bournemouth away. The problem that we've got, the winnable games are away from home. And yes, we've won it away from home today, but yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Man United, Fulham, Liverpool, Chelsea. Oh, that's a run. That's a run and a half. Let's stop looking at that because I'm getting a little bit more nervous and sweating. And but really, I shouldn't really think about it because we're not going to stay up, are we? We're not going to stay up. Let's just say that. If we say that, then we're not going to be too disheartened if we don't. Sousa goal made up for the one not given last week. Definitely. Yeah, he deserved something, Sousa, and it's nice to see him pick up a goal when he probably thought he got that goal last week. But this goal meant more. The goal against Villa wouldn't have meant a sausage. So I'm glad for him that he's managed to get that goal. Sheffield United are the highest placed team in Yorkshire. Thank you very much, Michael Brown. Craig says Luton manager just said we won 2-0. Neither was a penalty in his opinion. I'll take it. 2-0 or 3-1. I'd rather it had been 2-0, to be fair, because 2-0 would have meant that we'd kept another clean sheet, which would have been the second of the season, but was not to be. That's a huge spider on the wall behind. Thank you very much. That's not going to make me turn around. It's really not. The game for Luton is away at Liverpool. That makes more sense, and that I'm very happy about that. Thank you very much for that, John. Luton thumped Brighton, so you never know. Exactly. Thank you, John. I know John in real life. Thank you, John. Buzzing for me. John is a Watford fan. And what have Watford done today? I'll give you a shout out, John. Watford have lost at home. Okay. Sorry, John. Sorry, mate. Lost at home to Leicester. It is Leicester at the end of the day. They are running away with it. Anyway, let's hope that we run away with it next season. But even more so, let's hope that we stay up. So thank you very much for watching. Ladies and gents, make sure you like the video before you leave. And hopefully the next time you see me, I'll be talking about another win.